Hello everyone. Today we will study about chemical properties of ammonia. Ammonia's chemical property we will study under three headings. Number 1, oxidation of ammonia. Number 2, basic properties of ammonia. And number 3, reducing nature of ammonia. So let's start with oxidation of ammonia. Ammonia is neither combustible nor a supporter of combustion. It does not burn in air, but it burns in pure oxygen, atmosphere of oxygen, with a yellowish green flame to form nitrogen and water. Pay attention towards observation and name of the product also. Okay, ammonia burn in pure oxygen to form nitrogen and water, and what is the color of the flame? Yellowish green. Clear? Then ammonia can react with oxygen in the presence of catalyst platinum at high temperature around 800 degrees Celsius to form nitric oxide, colorless nitric oxide plus water. This reaction, catalytic oxidation of ammonia, is very important because this is used in Ostwald process, manufacture of nitric acid. Okay, industrial preparation of nitric acid. And this reaction only used, catalytic oxidation of ammonia. So here colorless nitric oxide is formed, but this nitric oxide further oxidized to form reddish brown nitrogen dioxide, and which dissolve in water to form nitric acid. So this is very important reaction. Okay, so now this is clear. In the absence of catalyst, nitrogen and water are formed and color of the flame is yellowish green. In the presence of catalyst, colorless nitric oxide is formed plus water, but immediately nitric oxide will convert into reddish brown nitrogen dioxide. So these two observations also try to remember. Next, what we will study, basic properties of ammonia. You all know that dry ammonia is a covalent molecule, so it is neutral even in liquefied form also. But aqueous solution is a weak base. Why it is a weak base? Because it dissolves in water to form ammonium hydroxide, which dissociate partially to give hydroxyl. And due to presence of hydroxyl, it will show all basic property. Okay. One thing more, it has a lone pair of electron and it is a donor. So that is why it has basic nature, that also. But you should remember this one, that it dissolves in water to form ammonium hydroxide, which partially dissociate to give hydroxyl ion, and due to this it will show all basic character. Okay, so first indicator test also you should remember, that red litmus will turn to blue in the presence of aqueous ammonium hydroxide. Then methyl orange will turn to yellow color. Phenolphthalein is colorless, it will turn to pink color. Okay. Then reaction with acid. This is the typical basic reaction. Bases are those compounds which react with acid to form salt and water. This is the definition of basics. Okay, so here this will show, ammonia will show this reaction. If ammonia dry, react with dry HCl, it will form salt only. Ammonium chloride. Ammonia gas react with nitric acid to form ammonium nitrate, with sulfuric acid, ammonium sulfate. Okay, same way if ammonium hydroxide, then salt and water will be formed. So this is typical basic reaction. I hope you will remember, acid and base react together to form salt and water. So ammonia will show this typical basic reaction. Okay, and here one thing more you should remember, that ammonium chloride and ammonium nitrate will show thermal dissociation. What is thermal dissociation? Reversible thermal decomposition is known as thermal dissociation. Okay, so this point. And now reaction with soluble metal salt. Ammonium hydroxide is used in qualitative analysis for identifying cations. Why? Because ammonium hydroxide react with soluble salt of metal to form insoluble precipitate of their respective metallic hydroxide. And these precipitates are of different colors and different nature. It means some are soluble, some are insoluble. So with the help of their color and solubility, we can find out which cation is present in the given unknown salt. So that is why it is used in the lab. Okay. So just see here few we will discuss, like ferrous salt. Ferrous salt react with ammonium hydroxide to give ferrous hydroxide, which is dirty green in color and remains insoluble in excess. Ferric chloride or any soluble ferric salt react with ammonium hydroxide to form ferric hydroxide, which is reddish brown precipitate, which also remain insoluble in excess. Same way lead nitrate can react with ammonium hydroxide to give white precipitate of lead hydroxide, which also remain insoluble in excess. A zinc salt react with ammonium hydroxide to form white precipitate of zinc hydroxide, which dissolve in excess to form zinc tetraamine. This reaction is important in the sense that we can differentiate between lead salt and zinc salt using ammonium hydroxide, as lead hydroxide will remain insoluble in excess of ammonium hydroxide, whereas zinc hydroxide will dissolve in excess of ammonium hydroxide. Then copper also, copper salt, soluble copper salt react with ammonium hydroxide, little amount of ammonium hydroxide to give pale blue precipitate of copper hydroxide, which dissolve in excess of ammonium hydroxide to give inky blue copper tetraamine. This can be used to identify ammonium radical. Okay, this is also very important reaction, and because of this color, inky blue color, due to formation of soluble copper tetraamine is obtained. Okay, so this is clear. So with the help of this reaction, we can identify which cation is present in the given unknown salt. Then last we will see reducing nature of ammonia. Ammonia act as reducing agent when it react with chlorine and with heated metallic oxide. So both reaction we will discuss. Okay, first one, reaction with chlorine. Here just see two type of reaction. One reaction, if ammonia is in excess and chlorine in short supply, then what will be the product? Nitrogen and ammonium chloride will be formed. Okay, remember like this only, if excess ammonia react with chlorine, then product will be nitrogen and ammonium chloride. Here which nature of ammonia is shown in this reaction? Reducing nature. Then if chlorine is in excess, ammonia is in short supply, then what will be the product? Hydrogen chloride and yellow colored highly explosive liquid, that is nitrogen trichloride is obtained. So this color also remember. Okay, when ammonia is in short supply, chlorine is in excess, then what will be the product? Hydrogen chloride and nitrogen trichloride. Nitrogen trichloride is a liquid. Which color liquid? Yellow colored, highly explosive liquid. So these two, at least 4 reactions showing reducing property of ammonia. Only few reaction, if you practice you will remember. Okay, then it can reduce heated metallic oxide also. Okay, when ammonia gases pass through heated metallic oxide will reduce to metal. Like one figure you can see here, in test tube, hard test tube, copper second oxide, which is black in color, is kept and dry ammonia is passed. What we will see? What will be the observation? Black copper oxide is reduced to reddish brown copper, and what other product will be formed? Water and nitrogen. Same way, in place of copper oxide, if we keep here lead monoxide, what is the color of lead monoxide? Yellow. Okay, heated. Ammonia reduces heated metallic oxide, this you should remember. Okay, it heated yellow lead monoxide to grayish metallic lead. Okay, so color try to remember, and then other products same only, water and nitrogen will be obtained. So these are certain reactions. So just you divide chemical properties in 3 parts. First you learn oxidation reaction of ammonia, second basic nature of ammonia, and third one is reducing property of ammonia. Okay, this is clear. That's it.